Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. And hey Addicted to Capping, and hey Ontario Gardener, welcome as well. Thank you for claiming first, and we will be starting a new game tonight. We're going to take a look at Old World. Hey Dale Plays Games. You are the Dale, the friend of Caledorn's who works at Mohawk Games. Am I correct on that? And Mohawk Games is the developer, of course, of Old World, and it is currently on Epic Game Store. I don't think it's yet to Steam. I'm almost positive it's not yet to Steam. That would be the one, the Dale. So let's see. And this is still an early access game, I believe, as well. I believe it is in active development. So, and Dale is one of the programmers at Mohawk Games, if I remember correctly from Caledorn. Oh, it's full release. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. It's been a little bit of rush to get started tonight. So, or not a rush, but a frenzy, I guess. So, yeah. So we're gonna jump in here to Old World. I've been wanting to play this for a while. I watched Caledorn play it on stream probably a few months ago now, probably back in the late spring, maybe. One of the days he took a day off from Satisfactory. So let's go ahead and switch in here and take a look at the game. I think that side is a good side for the chat box. I don't think there's any UI elements that come up in there. If we need to move it around, we can later. I did do a short test session just to make sure that I knew what I was kind of doing, but I really have very little knowledge of how the game works. Like I said, I watched Caledorn play it once a while ago. Hey, welcome, Alcaris. Thanks for the follow. So I did watch him play it, but it's been months and months, as I mentioned, and I just got in and took a quick look. But I really wanted to play this on stream for you. And as you guys know, I like playing things blind, or nearly blind, because I think it leads to a better experience. I don't have any preconceived notions about the game. I don't have any I don't know. I don't have anything that should negatively affect or affect any of the natural whatever the game. But I did put on the backseat gaming allowed. So if you have any input on an aspect of the game that I'm not picking up on, or it may seem like I'm not picking up on, by all means speak up and yell at me about it. And I'll see what I can do to understand what it is that you're saying. I know there are a lot of symbols in the game that are that we will need to figure out exactly what they all mean, but we'll figure that out as we go along. So one of the things I wanted to point out in the options, other than your kind of standard array of options, as to what's going on, I'm going to leave the tutorial on, of course, and I think we'll leave everything at defaults here. Graphics is pretty, typical kind of things anyway. I'm playing at high to fairly high settings, what I can get out of my 1060. Audio, though, I was pleased to see this option. There's a copyright safety mode for the music, where I don't have to worry about recording or streaming the game and it playing copyrighted music. It disables most of the tracks, especially actually it might disable all but one track, but that's okay because it's a nice track. So most of the tracks are disabled because they are somewhat copyrighted. So this kind of makes it nice. And then I think everything else I've left at default. Yeah, I think I have. And I have no idea if there's better ways to lay out the controls. We're just going to go with what we have and see what happens. So let's just pick a new single player world. Oh, by the way, the game is moddable. Only menu tracks are active. Okay, thank you, Dale. I suspected as much, but I wasn't positive, so I didn't want to say as much. And then there's a map editor, of course, and the encyclopedia and whatnot here as well, which I'm assuming we can get at in the game. So the mods, though, the game is moddable, and you have to sign in to the mod portal. But we're going to play vanilla because I have no idea what mods I would want, even if I were signed in. We could play a scenario. The only scenarios here are these. I'm assuming there's also scenarios that can be provided in mods, and I'm assuming you can also make your own in the level editor. But there are some scenarios here, and maybe we could take a look at those scenarios at some point. But I think we're just going to play a new good old-fashioned randomly generated game. So there are 7 world leaders available, where we can kind of pick one of several of the kind of popular / famous old world civilizations. Oh, those scenarios aren't even available yet? Or are they a different scenario set? Because if there's scenarios coming on Wednesday, maybe we'll just play this as a practice getting to know you kind of game today, and then we could play the actual tutorial scenarios. Okay, that's cool. Oh, maybe we'll try that then. So we'll just kind of play a stub game today, just to kind of get a feel for the game, and then we could take a look at the scenarios starting on Thursday. If I had known that, I might have shifted tonight around a little bit. I guess I should do some better reading or whatever. But like I said, it was a bit of a frenzy to get started tonight. Couple things going on. So, Assyria, Babylonia, Carthage, Egypt, Greece, Persia, and Rome are the 7 civilizations we have available to us here, and then this one is basically random. So, looking at the different options here in the in the different civilizations, you get picked as the sort of named famous leader from that civilization. So the one that chose here by default is Nebuchadnezzar, the leader of Babylonia, and it gives you a little bio here. Which is really nice about the leader and the civilization that they found. Hashtag Club Beards, yeah, all the men except for we in Romulus. Okay, well that's a good place to start with Romulus. Have beards. If they were dwarves, then the women would also have beards. Let's see. So we have some bonuses listed here under stats, which I'm assuming is the same things that are listed here on the tooltip. So we have trapping, which unlocks a slinger unit. We have administration, which unlocks the treasury 1 project, and we have rhetoric, which unlocks the forum 1 project. I'm guessing that the column icon is something like civilization or culture, maybe. I think it is. And then, so here, like Assyria has a little scroll. Maybe is that science or education or something like that? Research, maybe? Carthage has the hammers. I'm assuming that is something to do with building. Scrolls orders. Oh, the movement orders. Gotcha. Yeah, I do remember that icon now. This is 400 stone, I believe. I believe that's the icon for stone. Hammers is civics. Okay. And then that's another... oh, and Babylonia has science. Okay, science and culture, I'm assuming. Greece starts with the culture bonus there. Persia has harvest production and lowered costs for certain things. Rome has, and I'm assuming that's a military thing there, the shield icon. So we can look at the stats for each civ here. Each civ not only has their named starting leader here. Oh, it's a gavel. That makes sense. Okay. It's kind of funny because you know, once I play this once, those icons will be, you know, straightforward to me, I'm assuming. But jumping in, it's kind of new, and I mean, it's all in the encyclopedia, but I didn't bother reading it. Well, that's like I said, we'll figure it out as we go along. So, not only do you have your sort of starting leader here, you also get assigned, or you also get a group of four. I think it's 4 families for each one. I think that's what I saw when I was kind of clicking through them. Yeah, you get a group of families here that you can choose from, and the families give you different bonuses on top of the civilization bonuses, depending on how you choose that family and how many cities that family has control over in your civilization. Each family has a city that's their seat, and then they have influence over areas around them, from what I can remember / gather. But we'll figure all that out as we go in. And then the leader archetype, Nebuchadnezzar, is a scholar, so you can be a governor or a spymaster, excuse me. Ashurbanipal of Assyria is a zealot archetype. Dido of Carthage is a diplomat archetype. So you see, we also have the 4 different families here as well. I'm kind of leaning towards playing as Nebuchadnezzar in Babylonia. I think that's probably the I'm guessing that's the recommended starter civ. But we get an Akkadian archer as a unique unit, Cimmerian archer as a unique unit, Shrine of Nabu, which is an urban improvement, Shrine of Ishtar, which is an urban improvement, Shrine of Eresh Kigal, which is urban improvement, and a Shrine of Marduk, which is urban improvement. So these are all 4 Babylonian gods. They each have bonuses that come with them, as you can see in the tooltips as well. The civics there and culture there. I don't know what the head is. Could be art, maybe. I'm going to guess that it's art. And then we have science and civics here as well. So I think we can probably just play with Babylonia and growth. Oh, the head is growth. Okay, that makes sense. Because it's +1 population per turn. That makes sense. Okay. So we have unless someone has any other input, I think we'll start as Nebuchadnezzar in Babylonia, and when we take a look at the tutorial scenarios that are coming tomorrow on Thursday's stream, we'll play as whatever civilization that wants us to play as. And then maybe after that we can jump into the Carthage scenarios. I like scenarios a lot of times better than open-ended games in strategy games. As you guys are well aware from having watched me play Age of Empires for the last couple of months, or however long it's been. But Bab's a good choice. Good Science Nation. Ranged units have a splash damage area effect. Okay, cool. Yeah, I figured... I noticed that it was the one that was selected, even though it's not the first one. So I figured that it was potentially the kind of recommended starter one. This is one of the new Civ-like games. This is welcome, by the way, Devian. This is Old World. It's focused on ancient civilization eras. And it's a turn-based 4X strategy game. But it has a lot of aspects, as I was just going through, with like these dedicated, or these families that you can bring on to have kind of control over different cities and things like that are kind of unique to this game. So we're going to take a look, and we're going to start as Nebuchadnezzar playing in Babylonia. So there's a simple setup and advanced setup. Difficulty here... looks like you get just a little bit more civics and military, assuming that's military defense maybe per turn if we go with the lowest setting. And there's no way in heck I'm going way up here on my first game. So I think we'll just play her at the default at the just. I joke about when I make purchases and things, I always buy the second cheapest. So we'll start at the second lowest. We could do a random map or a pre-made map. These must be the 4 scenarios that are available, but we're just going to do a random map. Map script. So all the maps are procedurally generated, I think, or at least dynamically generated, or whether it's procedurally or not. So we can choose from a range of scripted map types. I'm not a big fan of water games, so I'll avoid the archipelago. This is probably not going to play that one. Coastal Rain Basin. Small continent on the scale of Australia. Guaranteed to be circumnavigable within the map boundary. Yeah, I'm not a big Navy player. So, Devion, if you and I ever play together, I'll do the Army, you do the Navy. Hardwood Forest. Let's see. Inland Sea. Northern Ocean. I think we'll just maybe stay with the default seaside here as well. And map size medium sounds good. Recommended for 5 players, 74 by 74 tiles. The advanced setup here lets me pick some of the previous stuff as well. 4 opponents, which are playing on the map size for 5. So, yeah. And if Hulk plays with us, then he can just die all the time. Sound good? Mortality. So one of the other aspects of this game that's kind of different is your leaders do die, and then depending on your government type, I assume the child or other relative, depending on what we choose here, the succession order and things like that, which we were just getting down to. Turns. I'll pause that thought then for a minute. Turn scales in years. You can also do semesters, which I'm assuming is half years. Event level, low, moderate, or high. I guess moderate, because I don't know. Succession gender, which is kind of nice. Only males can inherit an agnatic. Agnatic cognatic is males inherit before females. Absolute cognatic is genders inherit equally. Enatic cognatic is females inherit before males. And enatic is only females can inherit. Probably, well, I'm talking more like in strategy games like this. I tend to be too easily overwhelmed in a naval-based map. So I usually will play either a coastal map or a landlocked map on strategy games. Just the way that I play, for some reason, I always get overwhelmed too easily. Succession order: primogeniture, oldest child inherits, ultimogeniture, youngest child inherits. Lateral is oldest direct line from the founder. Dynastic is siblings inherit before children. Seniority is the oldest dynastic member inherits. I think we'll stick with the default here. We already looked at the difficulties. So, but back then to the mortality. As your leader dies, someone inherits leadership in some way. So that's kind of an aspect that's different in here than it is in Civ, or at least in the Civs that I played. I did play a lot of Civ 3, and then less so as the series has come along, but I did a lot of Civ 3. Tribes are weak. That's probably good, as opposed to passives would probably be too soft, even for me. Maybe. We're definitely not going to go higher than that. AI is peaceful by default. AI advantage, there is no advantage. AI development is fledgling. All the victory conditions are on here. That's fine. Map type we already talked about. Script we already talked about. Size we already talked about. Random terrain variation as opposed to boosting certain things. Random tribes. Resource density. Show hidden map scripts. Interesting. The seed is random here, I guess. Characters and families are removed from the game. Barbarians. All tribes are barbarians. Okay, no fog of war. The save file is checked against a hash to prevent modification using an outside editor. Well, that's handy. If you want to do a pass the save or something like that, that way your friends don't become your enemies. No undo. We're not going to take that one. Just in case I decide I want to undo. Locking the player options, which would be good also if you're doing a pass the save or something. Which Calendar told me you can do. Fight them cupcakes. I don't know what that means. But Calendar told me you can definitely do like a play by email kind of option. So I assume you can also do a pass the save kind of option or something along that line. Randomize leaders, randomize families. No pop-up help in making narrative choices for events. Yeah, we don't want to do role-playing in that case. Play to win. All nations try to keep each other, including you, from winning. No. And the one city challenge, which is only one city per player character. Play by cloud. Save is stored in the cloud. Each player gets an email for their turn. That's nice. I like that idea. That's really cool. Maybe I'll have to try that one out. Caledon threatened to do a play by email. I'm assuming that's the that's the type. He threatened to play that with me, so we'll have to give that a try at some point, I think. So I think we'll start the game. I didn't really change anything, and we kind of just kept everything the defaults, which, without any knowledge on how to sort of min-max the game or to some other way of controlling the game, I think that's the best option. So let's start. Any given character can have a maximum of 3 good traits like Vigilant and 3 bad traits like Greedy. Babylonia in the Old World. I didn't make the AI peaceful. I left them at... Oh, they were at peaceful. You're right. I was the barbarians that I didn't change. No, because that's just their default behavior. From what I understand, they will still... They can still fight with you. They're just not gonna stomp me. So, Babylonia in the Old World. You are Nebuchadnezzar, wisest king of Babylonia. The myths of your people claim that you descend from a distant line of kings, but your people are broken and battered from disasters. Finally, taking your birthright, it falls on you to lead the people of Babylonia into the Old World, to forge a nation of knowledge and glory, one that will be remembered through the ages. The existing civilizations of this old world do not yet know the splendor and wisdom of Babylonia, but they will learn. Select your settler and found your capital city. You'll choose your nation and decide which family manages your first city, gaining their advantages immediately. Let's found our capital. So we start out on the city site, so that kind of makes life easy. There are only, from what I understand, there are only certain sites that you can actually establish a city on, or at least there are certain sites where it's ideal to establish a city, and those will be labeled as city sites as you find them with your with your scouts. So this is our settler here. Actually, all the units are piled up here, but our settler here, and we want to just go ahead and found this city here, and we can choose which of the 4 families we want to have control over and gain their advantages right away. So the first family is the Kassite family. They're hunters, and they give +2 of the. I'm assuming that's that's military. Is there a thing here? Training rate. Okay, that's training. Oh, I got it. I just I don't think that's the interpretation. I could be wrong, but that wasn't my interpretation, at least. So civics, science, and luxuries here. This was orders and wood, stone, iron, food, and money. Those icons we were looking at before. So the Kassites give us some of that the training. They have they give us some additional new range units, starting with the Sentinel, camps and nets. 100% output, plus 100% output. Unlocks the ability, unlocks hunt, and then we get some resources when their seat is founded. They have some common traits listed there. Their family opinion preferences are listed there as well. Defended cities have +20 something. Hostile units inside the territory have -10, +10 to exploration. Sorry. And then if missing fur or missing honey, there's -10 per city. Oh, thank you. Holding shift. I think that was a tooltip that popped up during my last game, but I forgot it. So we can see what... Yeah, so we can see that this is training. The range units are listed there. I like that, Dale, by the way, that you can mouse over things like that and see, and it lists out what counts as a ranged unit. Some of... a lot of other games, you're like, is this a ranged unit? Is this not a ranged unit? Does it get this bonus? Does it not get this bonus? So that's really nice. Camps are those. Nets are those. Family seat is the first city given to the family. And then that's a hunt is a project. I see. Okay. Here are the common traits. Hero, tactician, and schemer. Calcite's kind of not my style. Infinite tooltips layers. Nice. Okay, so if I middle mouse on the hero, then it stays open. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Then we come out here to... How do you clear those? I remember reading how you clear those too, but I don't remember how. Clear the middle mouse button. There we go. Okay. Let's see. The Chaldeans are artisans. They were hunters. The Chaldeans are artisans. They have the culture. I'm assuming this isn't listed up there, so I'm assuming that's culture. The column. Siege and ship units start with ingenuity. Mines and lumber mills have plus 20% output. Minus 2 years to build urban improvements. Gain a worker. This is a little bit more my speed. But we'll continue. The Isons are traders. Can add multiple roads per year, plus 20 coin per year per Boolean resource. Okay. Founding the Amorites are sages, so they have the civics and science per specialist, though. I think I'm going to go with the Chaldeans, probably. And see how that plays out. So we found our starter city here with Chaldeans. Orders are an important feature of Old World. Units can move multiple times each turn, but each move consumes one order. Other actions such as attacking or building also consumes orders. Your remaining orders can be seen in the lower left corner of your screen. Here. We recommend that you first select your worker so you may begin to improve your land before you spend all your orders for the turn. So Babylon has been founded with... I'll have to consider how to use my orders carefully each turn. So we get 3 options for research. And these researches come up as cards, like a card game. Each time you get a research option, you're presented with, I think it's 3 to 5 cards, depending on something. And the whatever card you choose, you get to start, and then the other ones go into like a discard pile, and then they cycle back around, and you can pick them again once you've worked through all the available. So the reason we only have 3 choices here is because there are only 3 available to us. Military drill and metaphysics are in the discard pile. So redrawing does mean nothing here because, well, I guess we could, because there's 2 in the discard pile. But if we do ironworking, these all cost 80 science or tech, whatever that is, science, yeah. And so we can either take divination, which gives us the ability to build the shrine of a shrine, one of the 4 shrines, and we also can also take stone cutting, which gives us the ability to build a fort and a quarry, or maybe this improves the quarry, yeah, quarry improvements. And then ironworking is unlocks the warrior unit, which can fortify. So that's also useful. I'm more of a gatherer than a fighter, so I think maybe we'll start with the stone cutting. Alright, so we're going to produce a settler in 5 years. That's good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units spread around here. A worker here, another worker here. These are scouts, and this is a slinger. Let's take a look at the worker. Workers build improvements for your city. Rural improvements such as farms and mines. Gather raw materials. Urban improvements such as barracks or shrines. Provide training or culture. I was right, it's culture. With some exceptions, urban improvements must be built on or adjacent to other urban tiles. A lack of urban improvements will lead to discontent, so plan carefully and leave some room for them near your cities. Improvement output can be augmented with specialists from the city screens. So that's another difference that this game has from at least the Civ games that I played. Let's get to work. Urban improvements are built in adjacent tiles, whereas in Civ, they're built within the city tile itself. At least in the games, again, the games that I played. So the worker, I think we probably want to find a place to build maybe a farm or a mine. Let's see. This tile says that a mine is a recommended for this tile. This tile here has no recommendations. This one says a mine is recommended. I don't know if there's any advantage to putting the mines next to the city versus a tile away, other than the urban improvements needing space to grow into. So maybe we could just build a mine here where the worker stands and see what happens, I guess. It's going to take 4 years to build the mine, so we'll have to wait on that one. And then we can move to the next unit, which is another worker unit. This worker... Let's see. Is there some place we can... It's recommended that we can build a farm? Well, all we have available here is the Hanging Gardens and a garrison. Actually, we don't even have those available. Can't build a road. We don't have any labor force. Can we build a camp over here where these game are? Yes, we can. Let's do that. 3 years to build the camp. And then we have Slingers here. The Slinger is a ranged unit with a default maximum range of 2 tiles. Ranged units can shoot farther from on top of a hill, but suffer a -20 damage reduction, -20% damage reduction for every tile between them and their target. Firing into trees or scrub also reduces their damage. Time to sling some rocks. So that's kind of cool how they do get some bonus to their, based on their terrain. If they're on a hill, they get some bonus toward their attack. I don't know, maybe I should keep them nearby, probably. Although defense is kind of not really a thing. But I think I'll skip to another unit first. Tutorial Scout selected. Scouts are fantastic explorers that can see further into the unknown than any other units. They can also hide in trees, making them invaluable as an early warning against invading enemies. Send your scout out into the wilderness to look for new city sites and mysterious ancient ruins. Scouts, as well as settlers and workers, can also harvest resources. I'll use my scouts to explore the world. I do really like that everything is tooltipped. Like, you don't have to wonder what something is, you don't have to guess, you can just look at the tooltip. I do know that there are these little shrine thingies here, ancient ruins, that if we go and visit, we get something for. So I'm going to send this scout in that direction. And then I'm going to take this scout into the other direction where I saw another one down here, just to see kind of what these are. And it does also tell you there on the tile what type of tile it is. So like this tile that I'm moused over right now is a temperate tile, flat land, and contains trees. Whereas this tile here is an urban tile, is hilly and clear. You've run out of orders. Your scout can't act if you don't have an orders to command it. You'll get more orders at the start of your next turn, but if you need, you can spend 100 training to get a new order. The most important source of orders is legitimacy. Legitimacy comes from achieving ambitions and acquiring better cognomens, such as the great... the tags after a name. Legitimacy from the cognomens of previous leaders decays each time a new leader takes control. Higher legitimacy improves family opinion and produces more orders per turn. I'll be able to order more people around next year. Alright, so we've moved everyone around that we can. We left our Slinger in place because, well, I didn't know what to do with him anyway. As you can see, a couple of landmass, or geological features, rather, have names. The Zagros Mountains over here, Lake Urmia over here. There's a city site there. And Condil Mountains here. And as we explore, we'll get to name other geographic features as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and end the year, aka end the turn. Princess Kashaya, who is your daughter and your heir, age 10, female age 10, is cautious of you, her father, but it's a +20 opinion, so that's not bad, and is vengeful against Duke Marduk Nadin Ahi, who's your son, your younger son. So Princess Kashaya is now old enough to be tutored by courtiers. And there are 4 potential courtiers here: a soldier, a minister, a merchant, and a scholar. The courtiers cost just 5 coins per year, and they can serve as generals, governors, or agents regardless of their archetype. Their ratings affect your global yields. For example, their charisma will increase your civics. Further, their opinion of you will increase or decrease those yield rates. Duke Marduk Nadin Ahi, your son, who is second in line, is age 2, severely ill, and has -2 mountains. Courage, and which is a -8 to training, a global -8 to training, and is cautious of me, at 0, the opinion of 0. Is severely ill, suffering from a high fever and constant shaking, leaving him barely able to walk. Well, Princess, you don't really need to be vengeful against your sickly little brother. You're in line, the heir, so unless something happens to you, you're getting it anyway. I don't know why you gotta be vengeful against him. Her opinion against him is -160. That is impressive. Okay. Great migration. Broken vessels and strange markings indicate that these ruins were once occupied by a tribe from beyond the sea. Such as discovery inspires you to expand beyond your realm to new worlds. So we could commission scouts and send them in every direction. Based on discovering that ruin that I scouted to, you can choose from one of 2 bonuses for scouting that ruin. We can get 2 additional scouts, or we can study this unknown tribe and widen our understanding, giving us 75 science. And I think I like the science, so we'll take the science, because science rules. So we have that. And I think I'm gonna... Okay, this button's different. The court is open to debate on the topic of cultural enrichment. We are of 2 minds on the matter. We can invest in national epics, or we can rely on exploration to bring us new experiences. What shall we decree? So we can start a law that gives us -400 to civics. It costs 400 civics, I guess, I assume. Yeah, it must cost 400 civics. And gives us epics, which is +10 culture per military unit killed. Well, we're probably not going to be killing a whole lot of military units, so I guess maybe unless we deal with barbarians. We can start a law that is for exploration. No extra unit consumption when outside borders. Scouts move on water. Hunter's opinion is +10. We will not decide right now, which I'm sure people will be happy with that, or we can let the court choose the laws. What do you guys think? Should we do epics or exploration? Any opinions on that matter? I would probably myself lean towards exploration. I'm assuming the court is like the court of popular opinion. Like people, like we can let the people choose instead of Nebuchadnezzar choosing which thing we do. Any strong opinions toward epics or exploration? Anyone? Otherwise, I think maybe I'll try exploration. Just opens the whole law screen. Okay. So if I try that, oh, I see. It just gives me the choice here amongst other laws that we can take later. Okay, I think I'll take exploration. So yes, let's pass that law. I'm assuming that's one of these buttons down here too. Somewhere. Ah. Tutorial Tech Deck. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. I did read this tutorial when I played my test game. Upon completing the research for a new technology, we'll unlock the next technology on the tree, entering it into the discard pile, and 4 new cards will be drawn from the draw pile of available technologies for you to select from. After making your new selection from the 4 drawn cards, the remaining 3 cards will be sent to the discard pile, and ultimately recycled back into the draw pile when it is empty. For unit and bonus cards are never recycled and are instead permanently discarded if not chosen. Stone cutting was discovered because we took that 75 science, so I will choose my technologies carefully. Let's look at the scout units. I'm going to wait on that one. I'm going to get this one down here to scout out this this other ruin here. A burly smith maintains an ancient forge in the ruins. She explains that she trades iron weapons to nomads in exchange for food. As long as you don't touch her stockpile of ore, she's willing to share her expertise with you. What do you say? We could learn her trade and acquire ironworking immediately, which gives us the warrior, or we could loot her metal stores. It makes us become cruel, which is we lose some opinion. We lose some leadership. We lose some governor of the population expansion or growth. And then we also show weakness. I don't think I want to do the looting thing. That's not me either. So I think we'll do the learn the trade and acquire the ironworking trade. And that gives us a warrior, or the ability to create warriors, I guess. So we've scouted out a little bit down here. That looks like a dead end into the mountains, so maybe we'll just continue scouting in this direction. Oh, there's the coastline. Let's cycle back to the other person here, and we'll scout over to that city site and see what we can see here. So we need to have a settler before we can found a city in this site. But I think we'll just keep kind of scouting around, maybe this way. And there's our slinger again. I think I'm just going to continue leaving the slinger here. So let's... Actually, there's nothing to see down here. Oh, we can't move him anymore. Okay. Let's see here. We can add a general by using the training. We can add a general to this slinger unit, which increases something. I guess I could mouse over the general thing. General modifies the stats of unit. General must not be of a different family from the unit, and also must be younger than 50 to be assigned. Okay, so we'd actually assign ourselves as the general of these slingers. Yeah, that's probably not what I want to do. We can also promote the unit as well, boosting their production here. We can pass their turn. We can sleep. We can sentry, or we can disband. I think we could probably put this one on sentry. And then we can choose a new research. So now we have 4 choices. And we have some more in the draw pile and a couple in the discard pile. So we can take a boost of stone, which I'm probably not that thrilled about. Drama gives us music, and Odeon, which is an urban improvement that gives us a poet and theater. I figured as much. So it's one of those cards that never comes back. As you can see, the tooltip here, permanently trashed when discarded. So if I want to take the stone, then I have to take it now. Otherwise, I lose it completely. So maybe then I do want it. Oh, and this actually turns on the music in the background music of the game. That's fun. I like that idea. You actually have to research to be able to play the background music in the game. I didn't even notice I wasn't hearing any music. Military drill gives us rally troops, unlocks the barracks. And then metaphysics is converting to a state religion, unlocking the High Synod, and the Archive 1 project. Okay, maybe we should take the stone then. We'll take the stone. And then we end our year. Modest, never want to put herself first. Queen Consort Amitis, who's your wife, is humble. And humble gives +1 to wisdom and +1 to discipline. For leaders and governors, discipline increases coin. For generals, discipline increases units XP each year. And wisdom increases science. And for generals, it increases units crit. And it's a positive trait. So she is the opinion of her in proud characters has gone down, but the opinion of her in humble characters goes up. And then, of course, the notable character is the one we're talking about. Tutorial. Tooltips. Good choice. Thanks, Dale. The nested tooltip system in overworld allows windows to persist as you link from one to the other. This is what Dale was telling us about, with holding the shift key while clicking a link, or click it with the middle mouse button to lock the new window in place. This lets you continue to view a window while opening more links, even if you move the cursor off the window altogether. Try it out on the unit link Spearman. Middle click, and that sticks it there. Press the escape key or click away from all tooltip windows to make them disappear after they are locked. So yeah, so we can dig into the Spearman, and then we can look at, okay, well, this is a, it has a fortify option here, which is probably not the best. Well, yeah, it sticks it out there still. But I would like something I could drill into. Maybe, okay, this is a melee unit. What other melee units are there? Oh, well, then let's look at the maceman, and then we can look at the maceman. And then we can pop out infantry, and we can look at all the infantry units, and then this is where Dale was talking about the infinite tooltips option here. So I will lock tooltips in place with shift-click to discover more information. All right, next unit is our scout over here. Let's just continue scouting in this direction, I guess. There are Condil Mountains is this whole mountain range, so that makes sense. Can you hear? A harvest resource. Your scout has moved on to some horses, a harvestable resource. Scout settlers and workers can spend an order to harvest yields from a harvestable resource. To do so, click the basket button in the action panel on the left while your scout is selected and standing on the harvestable resource. A harvestable resource takes a number of turns to renew before it can be harvested again. Resources that are within any city's limits or that are too far from one of your cities cannot be harvested. Harvesting is a great way to boost my early economy. So we could harvest this. I suppose we should, just to see what it's like. So if we harvest horses, that gives us 33 coins, consumes 1 order, and we can hold control to turn on auto harvest so that we don't have to come back here, I assume, to continue harvesting the horses. But we're just going to click it once for now. Oh, you're watching Founder's Fortune? Yeah, that is a funny game in a couple of different ways. It has some interesting quirks to it, and it was also kind of funny to commentate. And there are some barbarians over here. Okay, well, I'm not going to mess with the barbarians. We're going to go over here and talk to these, we'll talk to these sheep. If we could harvest them as well, that gives us 10 apples, which I'm assuming is food. Yes. The best source of food is farms, which are most fruitful next to your fresh water and on lush terrain. Food is needed to feed your population and to produce new settlers. And I think we'll go ahead and auto-harvest, or harvest these sheep as well to get some food. Oops. Alright, and that's the end of the move here. We'll harvest the fur in the next episode, perhaps. Or in the next year, perhaps. So that's our worker. I don't want that. I want can I? No, I guess you can't. Let's go here to the Slinger, and I don't know if it's a good idea to attack the barbarians or not, but we could go over there and try to attack the barbarians. Let's see. We might want to wait until we have some more people to do the attacking with. Let's see. Let's go up this way. This is a tile of gold. We could harvest the gold, giving us coin. Sure, why not? And that's the end of the year. Duke Marduk Nadine Ahi, your son, second in line, has died. There's a shock. His opinion of me is now 0. I actually was 0 before, I think. So now we have 1 child. You've encountered rival nations. Rival nations are your primary opponents in Old World. You may engage them diplomatically, which could lead to gaining a powerful trade partner and ally, or declare war on them to conquer their territory. You decide which nations are worthy of being your allies and which should simply be conquered. At some difficulty levels, other nations begin the game already established with a number of cities, units, and improvements. If you hover the mouse over Rome's name in the leaderboard in the top left of the screen, you can find out important information about them, such as the number of cities they have, how strong their military is, how developed they are technologically, and also with whom they are currently at war or peace. To conduct diplomacy, you must appoint an ambassador, which requires aristocracy, which is a tech, and Rome has been contacted. So we can mouse over Rome up here. We can see who the leader is. We can see what how they feel toward us, and presumably anybody else. And we can see how they stand up to us, power-wise and knowledge-wise. They are upset at -40, but we're in a truce. King Romulus is the founder. Is that the same tooltip? Yeah. Okay. I'll do my best to make some friends. So we finished the stone boost. We got the stone here. So we can take divination, which gives us the shrine. We can take drama, which turns music on and also gives us the Odeon urban improvement. We can take polis, which is gives us the ability to declare war or ask to declare war. Walls. And the Hamlet, which is an urban improvement. Or we can take metaphysics, which forces to convert to state religion, unlocks the High Synod, and the Archive 1. I think we'll take drama. That seems dramatic. Somebody claimed or started harvesting the elephants here. Which give coin. Okay. Next unit, where are we at? Oh, the worker's done with his job. Okay. So we built a, what did we build here? I forgot what we built here now. There's something that tells me what we built. Oh, we built the camp. So do we get recommendations on where to build the farms? Or is it just, hey, build a farm adjacent to freshwater in a lush tile? Oh, nice. A war elephant unit. That's handy. The word is dissatisfied with your choice. It's funny, I almost always, when I played WoW, almost always played as a, as the Horde. Like, I only played Alliance for a short amount of time. Oh, there's recommendations here on what to build. Okay. So, like, I should build a mine here, which gives me, 2.4 training per year and 18 iron per year. I should build a quarry here, which gives me additional stone. There's also a camp down here to get fur. Yeah, so we should do some of those things. I don't understand or whatever what the 3 different lines mean for the city. Actually, there's 4 different lines, because there's the green line, too. That has something to do with the range that the current unit can walk? Or is that... Yeah, that must be... Oh, it's the range for the current unit. Never mind. So maybe we want to come over here and build a quarry or a mine. We built a camp here. We're building something else down here. A mine. Maybe we could go build that quarry. Quarry. Sure. Yeah, movement range border. Okay. I got it as I was asking. This scout, we could harvest the fur. Oh, we cannot harvest inside the city's territory. We need to use a worker to construct an improvement instead. So maybe we'll do that one next. And the green city border is your control area, which is why I can't claim that thing. Let's go this way. Oh, hey, look, there's crabs here. And the scout, because we took the exploration option, the scout can go out on water. And we could harvest the crabs if we had the movement orders available. Let's see, you, I think we'll keep, oh, you can't move. Okay. Air education. Time passes quickly. Princess Kashaya is growing up fast and eager to learn. How would you like to educate Kashaya? So this is those 4 advisors? No. Somethings? Can't remember the term that it was now. But we can pick one of those 4 to choose from. We can choose philosophy, which will grant her wisdom and boost global science production. Yeah, I agree, Addicted, for the most part. I enjoyed the Horde quest lines. I did play the Alliance enough to do most of the quests, but yeah, I do agree for the most part that the Horde has better storylines in WoW. Or did, back in the first several expansions. She could study politics, which gives a boost to charisma and a global increase to civics. She can study tactics. Courtier. Yes. Okay. Education leads to the character's archetype. Tutoring improves stats. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so this is education. That is tutoring. Didn't realize there were 2 different things there for that. So we can study tactics, which is probably not going to be what I'm going to choose because, again, I'm not big into that aspect. Or we can study commerce, which grants discipline and a global boost to money. Shift discipline increases money. Yep. I think I would take philosophy. Yeah, I think I would take philosophy. I don't know where the yawns are coming from. I actually do know where the yawns are coming from, but you get the idea. And then we can enter a year. A specialist can be recruited from the city screen by clicking the plus button on an improvement, so long as you have an available citizen. Although improvements are already productive on their own, a specialist can boost their yields. Luxuries are special resources that you acquire by adding a rural specialist to an improvement on the correct tile. For example, you can access gems by adding a miner specialist to a mine improvement on a gems tile. Urban specialists like acolytes and officers can be trained to higher levels for further yield boosts. I am tired, yeah. It was a busy day today. So the mine was finished, and we can recruit specialists to boost the production. Okay, we'll boost the production here, and maybe we'll let's see. I want you to come down here and build that camp. Can we just click the icon? Yeah, we can. Okay, cool. So I want to look at the mine and look at the plus sign for the mine. Or do we click on the city first? We click on the city. Ah, here's the city screen. Let's see. We have 14.4 growth. And we're currently working toward a settler, I believe. Yeah, we have 1 year left in the settler. We can also train units. We can also produce civic specialists. So if I click that, okay, and we can do civics projects as well. Dibbly Bop, welcome. This is fun. This is Old World, which is a turn-based 4X strategy game in the vein of Civ. I mean, everybody knows Civ, so I'm assuming that it's a common comparison that's made. but with a lot of interesting components to it that aren't in Civ. A lot of unique aspects, at least as far as I know, that aren't in Civ. Thank you for the resub, by the way. And let's see, beloved mentor. Reports of Kashaya's recent exploits at the Academy research. Oh, jeez. Recent exploits at the Academy reach your ears. It seems a renowned philosopher has taken a liking to Kashaya and has been giving her private lessons. Should we bring this philosopher to court? So, Princess Kashaya is a philosophy student. She is, so we know that. The mentorship will be good for Kashaya. Yeah, it does have some Total War vibe to it. You're right. So Princess Kashaya can become intelligent, inspiring, eloquent, or insane by taking this mentorship. Or we can bring the philosopher to me by any means, and we get a court scholar out of it. I think we'll do the mentorship. As long as she doesn't go insane, that'd be bad. As far as I know, yes, you stay in kind of the ancient era. Like, you don't progress into the crazy tech of like Civ does up into the future tech. But I honestly don't know. I haven't seen the game. The only person I've watched play the game is Caledorn. It's been months since he played it. It was probably April or May, maybe, when he played it on stream. And he only played it maybe a couple of streams, so he didn't get super deep into the game. But yeah, it's as far as I know, you stay in the ancient world. Princess Kashaya becomes insane. Of all the luck that I have, okay. Yeah. Alright. Scout. Okay, somebody's already claimed that stuff too. Let's go this way, maybe. Landmark discovered. Subur River. +1 legitimacy. Okay, well that's good, because legitimacy gives us additional orders. And also improves family opinion. Let's go to the next unit and do some more scouting. I think I'm going to come back in off the water. You're the first to discover this landmark. What will you name it? We'll name it the Mediterranean Sea. Sure. Let's keep going this way. Oh, we can... You met your first tribe, the Thracians. Tribes can engage in limited diplomacy, but generally won't be coordinated in the way opposing nations are. You may also find barbarians when exploring the map. We did. They do not behave like tribes, as you are always at war with them. Barbarians are good targets for early expansion, as they are easier to drive away than the more organized tribe. Finding some barbarians or a weak tribe and claiming their city sites for yourself will be an important step toward growing your nation. So, these are kind of like the city-states, I suspect, in the later Civ games. Whereas the barbarians are, well, like the barbarians in the Civ games. So we could do a Harvest Gems here, which would give us some additional culture points. Here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll go and end the year, I guess. I own 3 or 4 of the early games in Anno. I played them some back then. We're talking 20 years ago now. I don't think I really got it then in terms of like the way the games are supposed to be played. I should probably go back and play them again at some, or play 1800 or something. But it's kind of they're a little too micromanagey, min-maxy for me. And those games kind of push my buttons a little bit. So I've avoided Anno so far in my adult life, and counting my college years as not adult. In my adult life, I don't think I've played Anno at all. I mean, I've watched Calidorn play it. I've watched Catherine play it. It just seems a little too micromanaging for me, so I've avoided picking it up. So, tutorial, your second city. Your capital is finished training a new settler. Settlers are key to expanding your nation because only they can found new cities. Take this settler to a nearby city site to establish a new city. City sites can be claimed prior to sending a settler to colonize them. Place a unit of any type on the city site tile to claim it as your own, thereby preventing foreign settlers from founding a city there. When you found a city, you will have to choose which family to grant it to. This family will provide powerful bonuses to the city. After granting a city to a third distinct family, you will lose access to your nation's fourth family. That's interesting. So carefully consider what bonuses you want and which family you can go without. I'll choose our next family carefully. Alright, so the settler tile, or settler unit, we want to... Oh, Rome claimed that city site. Oh, those jerks. In that case, maybe we want to come over here and poke at the barbarians, which means that I need to also then wake the slinger up. And, oops, what happened? I think I clicked into the city. Wake the slinger up and come over here and poke the barbarians a little. Okay. Next unit. What's down here? Nada. Okay, let's go this way. Tutorial, unit fatigued. This scout has used all its movement to become fatigued. A fatigued unit can still be moved with a forced march, but each move on a forced march costs twice as many orders to execute. Your scout will refresh its move next turn. I'll force march the unit if I need to move it now. Alright, we're going to leave it alone. Next unit, other scout over here. We're going to leave that tribe alone, I think. We come up here and harvest these horses, I think. And let's end the year. Dragon bones. Workers in one of the capital's quarries have excavated the bones of our gargantuan beast. Some have begun calling this creature a dragon, and they claim it once walked the earth. I wonder what that could be. Requires exploration, which we have. Dispatch a scout to search for similar bones. Plus 5 orders. Gain a scout in Babylon. Send wise men to investigate, giving us more science. Or send soldiers to protect the site from dragons. We're not going to do that one. We're not going to do the crazy. What do you guys think? Do you want to do the scout and the additional orders? Or should we get the additional science? Any thoughts? Science. Okay. I'm all about the science. Dear Father, you've received an update from your daughter in training. She wishes to study with high masters of philosophy whose teachings are essential to the development of the soul. However, this access comes at a price. Shall we send the necessary funds to Kashaya? We could say there's no need for further study. So, Princess Kashaya becomes foolish. Well, that doesn't sound like a great option. That's, of course, a weakness. Reduces the opinion from intelligent people. I don't think we want that. I think we'll take the you'll become a great scholar and lose 170 coins. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. Crusader Kings. Ah. Yeah, that actually makes more sense. Because Total War is more about, well, the war stuff. Whereas Crusader Kings has a little bit more balance to it, I think. To my feeble mind. Where is my... Oh, there you are. Are you all done moving? You are all done moving. Okay. Let's see. That's the home of Rome here? Yeah. Let's harvest some ore from here. Sure. Go this way. Okay, and you're done. The other scout here. Is this the edge again? Almost. Is this here? Honey! Oh, nice. And there's some Thracians over here, too. And here is some salt. End the year. Soldier to protect the site. Oh, that's not my kind of style. Because not really protecting the site, it's defending the site against dragons. So, yeah. Our scouts encounter a party of Egyptian soldiers whipping a man bound by his wrists and ankles. The warriors accuse the man of inciting rebellion, of stalking members of the royal family and attempting to infiltrate the treasury. However, the victim insists that he is innocent of the crimes. The Egyptians urge our men to move along and mind their business. So we could follow their advice and move along. It would boost our opinion, the opinion of us from Egypt, for 40 years. That's not a short amount of time. We become cruel, though, for that. We could fight them for possession of the prisoner, which would lower their opinion of us for 40 years by 40. We give us a new courtier, a court minister, which the ratings affect your global yields at 1/3 of the rate of the leader. For example, their charisma will increase your civics. Further, their opinion of you will increase or decrease these yield rates. So should we become cruel, or should we and get some opinion with the Egyptians, or should we fight them and make the Egyptians not like us, but get a courtier? And then we can't do this one. Convince the Egyptians to release him into our custody. Requires the King Nebuchadnezzar is greater than or equal to 2 courage. So we don't have enough courage to do that, which of course gives us the ability of deal maker, or the attribute of deal maker. So any thoughts of which one we should do here? Should we ignore or let the Egyptians do their thing, or should we intervene? Enter something. Addicted. I don't like the idea of becoming cruel. On the other hand, I don't like the idea of losing the opinion from Egypt either. But I think I would probably lean this way. Myself. The new court minister, Gandash, has joined the court. His aptitude in matters of state will keep Babylonia moving forward. Gandash is a court minister, yes. Welcome. Alrighty, so these scouts are Egyptian scouts. Yep, next unit, please. Our settler needs to work their way down here. And our worker has finished the quarry. We could have them work on the hanging gardens, which wouldn't be a bad deal. Or we could have them build this mine. I think the hanging gardens actually sounds like a good idea. Babylonia has begun construction of the hanging gardens. So this gives us the 2.4 growth per year and 4 culture per year. It's an urban improvement that we can build anywhere. It cannot be replaced. Plus 2 victory points. All cities have plus 20% growth, and it's a wonder of the world. Okay. Nice. Let's attack. Pew pew. Your slinger has already attacked this turn and is on cooldown. Cooldowns come from combat, construction, or other actions. Your slinger can attack again next turn. I'll try again next turn. Next unit is the scout. Let's go out here and just do some scouting with our scout. There we go. And we'll end the year. Ow. You are now known as Nebuchadnezzar the Learned. Legitimacy plus 20. A cognomen is an acquired title that increases, geez, Wally, the legitimacy of the leader, such as the invincible, the wise, and the great. New cognomens are acquired when a specific stats associated with that cognomen cross the necessary threshold. For example, one becomes the wise by observing a great number of technologies. The threshold increases for each subsequent leader of a nation. So we became the learned, which was that we discovered 4 techs. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Next tech. Labor force gives us the ability to build roads. Lets us pass the slavery or the freedom law, which slavery gives us +1 to discontent, but also +5 orders. That makes sense. It increases the opinion of builders and the opinion of Chaldeans, which are our current family cities, so that's not a bad thing. It's going to cost us 400 civics to do, and it requires the labor force, which is what we're at here, right? Okay. Husbandry gives us a pasture, which is the which boosts the production of, well, animals that you ranch. Military drill we looked at before, barracks and rally troops. And then metaphysics we've also looked at before, converting to state religion, synod, and the archive. I think we'll do the labor force. That seems interesting to me. All right, and you're going to chill here for a while, because like you obviously can't move into that city site until we get a new city site. This is the Odeon. Okay, let's go here and build the Odeon. Workers moved onto a trees tile. Workers can spend 1 order to cut down trees with the axe button in the actions panel on the left, and 2 more orders to further clear the land. These actions both harvest wood and add it to your stockpile. The tile in question does not have to be in your territory to cut down the trees. Once cut down, trees take some time to regrow. If you build an improvement on a trees tile, the wood is automatically harvested as the land is cleared, all at the cost of 3 orders. Eventually, you can research the forestry tech to enable the construction of lumber mills, which are a more regular and sustainable source of wood. However, they must be built on a trees tile, so don't cut down all of your forests. You can also spend money to purchase wood directly from the top bar, where it shows your current stockpile totals. I will cut down forests for wood until I can build lumber mills. But we're going to build the Odeon here instead. Okay, great. Next unit, please. This is our Slinger. Yeah, we're going to attack this unit then. Pew pew. Alright. And let's scout out this way again. And we're gonna... We don't have the orders to... Okay. Change of studies. News has reached us that your heir, Kashaya, ignores the lessons of her philosophy masters. The court wishes to invest wisely in Kashaya, but perhaps philosophy is not her calling. How should we proceed? So we could discipline the heir by removing her allowance, which reduces her opinion of me by -40 or by 40 points for 20 years, or switch the heir's studies to commerce. We could switch her to commerce. Sure. The tutor is the problem, not the heir. It requires a bunch of coin. Okay. Yeah, we would do that anyways. Yeah, we'll take this one. And we'll end the year. Ow. Now that Princess Kashaya has completed her study of commerce, how shall she contribute to the court? Let's see. She can be an orator, which is a powerful and influential politician. She can gain the orator archetype, or become the orator archetype, which when she becomes leader, all religion opinions go up. She can recruit tribal mercenaries with legitimacy. All cities are +2 orders per year per city with friendly family. The governor can hurry project with orders. Okay, +10 opinion of tyranny. minus 60 opinion of diplomat characters, plus 40 opinion of orator characters. As leader, minus 40 opinion if more governors than us. Included in vain and regal, excluded from not vain and not regal. Common in families Chaldean and Aeson. She can serve as a governor or ambassador. We looked at all that stuff already. Plus 4 to charisma, which is plus 10 to civics, and then minus 1 to discipline, which is minus 8 to money. Oof. Or she can become a builder, which is... It can be a governor or a chancellor. What's the chancellor? Wisdom increases growth per city. Charisma increases civics. Can add urban tiles. Multiple workers can build improvements. Minus 50% production time for workers. Minus 1 year to build improvements. Plus 3 to discipline. I think we'll do the builder. That sounds interesting. Alright. And tutorial ambition. You have unlocked the ability to choose an ambition. Ambitions are goals that your families would like for you to pursue, and completing them will grant you and all of your descendants a permanent boost to legitimacy. Completing an ambition unlocks a new one, and completing 10 is one way to win via an ambition victory. So always do your best to fulfill your current ambitions. Here are a couple of simple ambitions to get you started. We can control 4 cities, or we can kill 5 enemy units. I'm assuming that the barbarians count as enemy units. But I think I would prefer to have the control 4 cities myself. We'll take that one. King Nebuchadnezzar the Learned has started a new ambition. Control 4 cities. You can stay here. And sleep. And you're done, so you can, what is that I can do? Pass. Okay. Landmark discovered. Ararat. Plus 1 legitimacy. Alright. Let's see. Go this way now, and I think we're going to harvest the horses. I would like to... There's some more Thracians. Landmark discovered. Carpathian Mountains. Plus 1 legitimacy. That's it for you. There's more Thracians down there. Stories and souvenirs. Scouts encounter an expedition of strangers following a similar route. They call themselves Persians and hail from a distant land beyond the horizon. Sharing a cordial meal, these two groups exchange stories and souvenirs. Ashura scouts conclude this meeting. We could show them our goodwill with a gift if we had 120 coins, and that causes us to also maintain the initial truce. Gives us plus 40 opinion with Persia. We can keep the meeting civil, but that is all, so that maintains the initial truce, or we can dominate them, which declares war on them. Well, I'm not into battling very much, so we're going to keep the meeting civil. Nice to meet you. Good day. I said good day, sir. And we'll end the here. Ouch. And we'll attack again. Settler, you can snooze. And Slinger, you can attack. Alright, next unit. Let's go this way. Harvest the gems on the next turn. Next unit. Up here, and maybe we can harvest these horses. Choose production in Babylon. Alright, so we finished the miner. Which means we could do another settler, although we haven't found another city site yet. Treasury gives us plus 10 coins per year. forum gives us civics. I think we want, I think I may want like a warrior. I think that's a good idea. Way over here we can build a quarry. And that looks like the next improvement that I probably want to build. So let's go ahead and build that. Next up. Too far from a friendly city. Okay, so we can't harvest that crap because it's too far away. Here. There's a city site. Alright, so we could found a city up here too. So I do want another scout pretty soon. Actually, I'm going to send my... What's his nose here? My citizen. My settler, rather. Up to that city site. That's probably not the best way to do it, though. But you can't go anyway. Never mind. It's, Egypt now at war with Thracians. Persia declares war on Rome. News has arrived from abroad that King Romulus, the founder of Rome, has abdicated. A new ruler, King Remus, of the new of Rome, has taken the throne. Their opinion and view is now upset. Alrighty then. Don't hurt my settler. Let's see. The settler, I do want you to come this way, but actually, yeah, let's race up there. Best we can. Let's see. And you guys can attack again. Dead. Good. I will heal then probably after that. Scouts, let's come back this way a little bit. Attacked by a bear. 2 overturned wagons are discovered in a clearing, their goods scattered across the grass. A Carthaginian woman and her children weep over a dead body. The survivors claim that a bear attacked them without warning. Carthage contacted. Escort the survivors to the nearest settlement, which gives us -4 orders, but could lead to future events. Which I love that ominousness of it. Provide the survivors with a guide, but send our people on. That only costs 2, but could also lead to future events, which might be a little bit more iffy. And promise to notify the nearest settlement of their plight. Oof. Let's do the nice one. I like being nice sometimes, so we'll do the nice one. So we met Carthage now, and we also met Persia recently too. Please don't steal my city site. Snubbed by Remus. With the abdication of King Romulus, the founder of Rome, ruler of Rome has passed to King Remus the New of Rome. It is soon after that you learn that you have been snubbed. King Remus the New of Rome has sent diplomatic gifts to the other neighboring nations, yet nothing to you. Is this deliberate antagonism? Probably. Or is it a mistake that should be overlooked? We could ignore it and send the traditional gifts, which boosts his opinion of us for 20 years, but costs 170 coin. Or we could refuse to send any gifts, which means he becomes estranged. Which lowers his opinion of us even more, but gives us +2 legitimacy. I think I'll take this one. Otherwise, we could sort out the miscommunication, which means that. But Nebuchadnezzar needs to be a diplomat, so we can't do that. I really don't want Rome to start attacking me at this point. I figured as much. Thanks, Dale. We're gonna keep them happy. Thanks for the confirm. Marriage offer. A delegation from Rome. Shocking. Arrives with a new marriage proposal for your daughter, Princess Kashaya. We should consider it carefully. Manius the judge. Can be Manius is a judge, which can be a governor or chancellor, and an equestrian. Charisma and discipline will join our nation. Will give us +20 wood with the dowry, and plus 40 at Rome, or we can do Lucius of Roma, which is an orator. Maybe a governor or an ambassador. Is intelligent, so as governor would give us plus 2 science per year per culture level, but is deceitful, so has minus 2 discipline. Has a boost to charisma, but is also a discipline problem here. Gives 25 of the training. I think we'll go with Manius, the judge. And we can end here. Oh boy. An entourage of grim ambassadors arrive from Egypt. They bring a message from the ruler Hatshepsut. I always mispronounce that name. She demands that we declare war against their enemy, the Thracians. How should we respond to this ultimatum? We must wage war on the Thracians, so that gives us a boost to the opinion from Egypt, a decrease of the opinion with the Thracians, and declares war on them. Or we can wait a while, which gives Nebuchadnezzar XP, but reduces the Egyptians' opinion of us. I think we'll be okay against the Thracians if we declare war. They're not super close to us. We'll go ahead and do that. Tutorial Succession. Your family line has a new heir, Duchess Nidintu. Training strong heirs will be vital for the survival of your nation, as once your current ruler is gone, someone will need to take the reins. Once your heir has grown up a bit, you'll be able to choose an educational path to guide them into the role you need them to fulfill. The first 4 heirs in the succession are members of your court, and their ratings will affect your global yields. For example, an heir with a high wisdom will increase your science. So she's got a nice hairdo, crazy hairdo there, and she is our granddaughter. Because apparently as soon as our daughter married what's-his-nose, they had a child immediately. Seems apt. Plus 20 culture in Babylon. Could lead to future events. Alrighty. Attacked by a bear. The victims of the bear attack are delivered safely to a settlement of their nation, Carthage. The village leader thanks our people for their kindness. Queen Dido, the founder of Carthage, you aided our citizens, plus 20 opinion for 20 years. We could express a desire to cooperate in the future, which gives us plus 40 XP. We could become affable. Well, I like being affable. Don't tell Calidor. As a leader, all cities get plus 1 growth per culture level. As governor, plus 2 growth per year per culture level in the city, I assume, and it's a strength. Or we could offer to set up a trade between the 2 nations, which gives us plus 17 coin for 2 years and minus 1.4 food for 40 years. I said for 40 years, and I want to say something else. I think we'll do the become affable. I like being affable. All right. Tutorial Culture. Babylon has reached a new culture level. Higher levels of culture unlock additional improvements and wonders for your cities. Each new level will also trigger a positive culture event for the city. Today, a group of laborers has decided to join your workforce, granting you a new worker. Due to the developing culture event in Babylon, I will put them to work right away. Let's see, we could build a theater. That's not a bad idea. Or we could build a quarry. If we build a theater, that's an urban improvement, enables a poet, enables the amphitheater, and gives plus 20 per adjacent hamlet class improvement. Plus 3 culture per year, minus 3 stone per year. Yeah, let's do it. Let's build a theater. And let's move 1 space closer, and then we can pew-pew those guys. I should have healed first. Oopsie. Alright, I think Thracians being a tribe are pretty weak and easily do a defense no contract war in this context. Defense no contact war in this context. Yeah, okay. So just basically tell the Egyptians we're fighting them, but we're not actually going to bother doing anything, kind of thing. I think that makes sense. So it's 11 o'clock, we're just past, And as Addicted to Camping pointed out, I am a bit tired today, so I think we're going to wrap the stream up already. And take a look at who might be live that we can raid. I think we'll raid General Pedro. He is he's the artist who did a lot of my my artwork, including all the pieces on this screen, as well as you know, of course, my emoji and the Wally character that was on the loading screen or on the countdown screen. Yeah, Dale, I've been wanting to play this since Caloderm played it whenever that was back in the spring. And it's just been, you know, a bit of crazy with other things going on, and then, but it's been on my list, so I'm excited to keep going with it. I do want to take a look at those scenarios, though. Since they're tutorial scenarios, maybe that'll be a wise thing to do. And then, assuming that I don't realize that I've screwed this game up too bad, after we play through those tutorial scenarios, we can pop back into this game here and keep going in this game. I think that makes sense. But by all means, feel free to give me some, you know, correct me on that if you think that that's not a good plan. But I think that's what we'll do on Thursdays. We'll take a look at those tutorial scenarios, just to make sure that I'm getting all the concept of the game correctly. Because okay, good. Because the you know, there's a lot in this game, in your game. There's a lot of stuff that's not in, you know, other games of the genre that I've played, and I'm not. 4X isn't my key genre, so I don't play a lot of 4X. I'm not a Crusader Kings player, and I'm not a Total War player. And like I said, I played a lot of Civ 3 back in the old days, but I've played each successive Civ game less and less. Okay, two tutorials, that works for me. But thank you for coming and providing some feedback for me, some guidance for me. I know you and Caladorn are friends, and he said he was going to reach out to you to see if you were around this evening. And I'm glad you stopped by. Thanks for popping in. All right, so we're gonna raid, and feel free to pop in anytime and tell me what I'm doing wrong. So we're gonna raid General Pedro, who is doing some art. I think he said he's working on some art for Halloween, I think. So we're gonna raid him. As I said, he did a lot of my channel art, and so I like to support him when I can. So thank you guys for coming tonight. Thank you for the resubs and the chats and the redeems. And thank you again, Dale, for coming and representing Mohawk Games. So we'll see everyone on Thursday for some more Old World. And you all have a good night. Bye, everyone.